Well, hello my YouTube friend. Today it is my utter pleasure to present you not one but three knives coming from Poland for Poltergeist works, sorry. If I have issues to pronounce something as easy as Poltergeist, I won't even try to pronounce the name of the maker. It's like Jacob Wozniak, whatever it is. I'm sorry about that. Let's call him Jacob only. He's for Poltergeist works in Poland, and I'm really impressed by this young man. You can find a lot actually of feed about him and from him on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel, and he made several videos about how to create, to handcraft, as he would put it, knives, and it's really impressive. Honestly, I mean, I will try my best to put a link on the video here to link you to his channel, and so for you to appreciate the way he's making knives. I mean, literally the guy is cutting with some shape here. He's doing the heat treatment. Let's be simple. Just look at the video and consider that those knives are simply 100% custom handmade. Sorry, not custom, handmade. And when I say handmade, you need to look at those videos to understand what I mean by that, because some would do 100% handmade, and it would not be remotely as handmade as what this guy is doing. This is crazy. I understand. From what I understand, he's living in a really small part of Poland, and outsourcing anything there would be probably really hard. So he had to manage, to get all things done in-house. And he's doing literally everything in-house, which is crazy because that's really the old-fashioned way. Honestly, I'm not really sure that you would find a lot of makers out there willing to spend as much time as this guy must spend to create a knife. But like I said, from what I understand, it's a no-brainer for him, because I'm not even sure that he could do anything else than doing absolutely everything, building his knives. Aside from that, when you do a lot of things or everything, most of the time you're going to be average at everything. You cannot be absolutely perfect in everything. And this guy, he's almost there, my friend. He's almost perfect at every single point. You know what? Let's just address the only thing that is not pure perfection, and then after that we're going to review the knives. So the only thing that is not pure perfection is the location of the flipper tab. That's it. Simple as that. But that's a mechanical issue. He wants to use a stop pin. He did it in a certain way that the flipper tab is located at a point that I've addressed in a lot of videos, that is low here. His actions are perfect, but the simple fact that his mechanics work with the flipper tab that is not only at the lower side, on the lower side than the center of the pivot, but looking down like that will not allow for a lot of leverage. So rather than coming from here and having a lot of leverage when you're gonna deploy the blade, you're starting from a lower point. That way you have lesser leverage, and the action may be more tricky, and that's it. All the rest is absolutely perfect. And we're gonna review that with each and every knives. So his knives, they don't hold like kinky names or so. It's like he's doing. This is something also that I appreciate with that guy. He's doing tactical custom knives that are not designed to be beautiful, a little bit like Marcin Sleaze does, and he's also from Poland for some reason. When Marcin started to make knives, it was no fanciness, nothing. It was like simple and tactical knives, and this is what Jacob does, and he hasn't changed. Marcin went to more now dressier knife, which is amazing for me. I love it, but Jacob is still in the tactical, real tactical world, and I mean, no nonsense, no like hand rubbed or something. It's gonna be like those pure tactical knives, and for that matter, also he doesn't name them these fancy knives. He names them with like it's a series of whatever it is, and then after that the Delta series. The Delta will be those knives with the pure full titanium, and they're gonna have names. This one is 3303. This one is the 4101 FS Mini because it's a mini, and actually the regular size of this one is huge, must be huge, my friend. I asked for a mini because I understand that they were really big, and I love the design, but he made a mini, and this mini is really nice, but it's already 3.5-inch blade, and yeah, it's already significant in size, and this one is, I think, 47 something Delta series. Well, you see it's really tactical, even in names. Now, also he's got some features that when you look at his knives, you know they are Poltergeist. And I'm not talking about his logo, I'm talking about the construction. The construction, there is something that is unmissable, okay? You cannot miss it. It's the same on all of those knives. Those points of fixation here. Those are 1 centimeter. Okay, so for the metric system, 2.5 centimeter equals an inch. So you do the math. Sorry, it's a simple math. But when I'm not multitask, so I cannot do that. So that's 1 centimeter. So you just divide it by 2.25, and you get it in inches. And those are humongous bolts. And you have one bolt that holds the knife, and it is of course the pivot here, and one bolt here, and all his knife will have this construction. And you see I mean, they're open, bolts. And this is a feature that I love when makers have a feature that is a signature feature. He's the only one to use those kind of bolts for the pivot. Mixed Rider do something like that with an open pivot like that, from what I remember, but nothing remotely resembling to that. So this is really a nice feature, a nice signature feature. 1 centimeter bolt for the pivot and 1 centimeter bolt here, and this is how the knife is held in place. So I really love that, because most of the time you're gonna aim for the hidden hardware stuff or whatever. So when it's not hidden hardware, it's not neat, but and it's not neat because you have some regular screws. Here, no regular screws. I mean, it's not hidden. On the contrary, it's very apparent, but it's something that is lovely. It's tactical and lovely. You can feel that it's strong as they can come. So I love that touch here on his knives. Those are really his signature finish on the build, and this is something that I appreciate. When you look at his knives, there is absolutely no way that you can miss the fact that they come from Poltergeist. So now, let's go with this one, because it's already 8 minutes and I'm rambling too much. His knives are designed to be used, and man, are they well designed. Check that grind. Absolutely beautiful grind. Love this one. Very tactical. So he's using the Spidey hole, probably with the in accordance with the trademark. I think that I'm not even sure that they need to ask now for the permission. I think it's public domain now, the Spidey hole, but the Spidey hole is so well done. I mean, the reach is perfect. You can use it with the thumb, with the middle finger, with whatever. It's just fantastic. Just great Spidey hole, and everything is designed, to be used on that blade. The edge is crazy. The ramp that you have here on most of these knives, you don't have a ramp on this one because it doesn't go with the design. But man, is the jimping. It like I said again, it's a file work. His jimping is basically file work. Check that. His grinding skills are insane. I absolutely adore. Usually, I'm not really one to like the stonewash finish, but this is a dark stonewash, and it looks so well. And all his knives, like I said, cut like nothing. The action is something that is gonna improve in time. It's a great action, but his washers, every of his knives is on washers, and with a big pivot like that, he needs to wear a little bit like the Dalibor knives that has, you know, those huge pivot with washers. Also, they need to wear. You know, there was something that was called the Dalibor thumb at the time. If you were able to deploy smoothly one of his knives. You had the Dalibor thumb, okay, when they were new. But then after that, they were smooth as butter. So those will improve. And the washer that he's using are Nylotron, which is not Teflon actually, and it's even rougher than Teflon, so it takes even more time. But this material on the washer, this is also something really tactical. You can use them in a very wet, humid areas. They're really resistant to water and everything. Really great to have washer, and that's something also that I want to address. Making a knife with washers doesn't allow for any kind of imperfection. All of the makers who tried, they really need to be really precise on the way they finish the knives. Otherwise, it's going to be off center, it's going to be, the action will be terrible and everything. So making a knife on washer is also something that I really appreciate, and having really a centering that is like that on all the knives, centering is absolutely perfect. Love it. Check that. The action is just perfect. Like I said, the flipping action could be better, but it's only because of the location of the flipper tab. Absolutely, absolutely love those knives. Check that one. I mean, the depth that you have on the forged carbon fiber makes it for me a fancy material. Absolutely love that forged carbon fiber, just brilliant. I love the design of the clip. I love, like I said, it's tactical, but again, you have some those delicate touch. You know, having those two bolts like that is really beautiful. Having the cut on the inside here. Why in the universe are still those makers are still complaining about the fact that this might be a kind of a tactical issue, that the lock wouldn't be safe? I mean, those knives. Most of the people who own a knife from Poltergeist, they will use those, they will beat the shit out of those knives, and there is no single issue with the lock. I mean, everyone could do the lock on the inside. It's so clean. When you have a frame lock, I mean, it's already a boring, you know, piece like that. When you have a cut on the inside, it's not beautiful. I mean, it's so neat to do that. And look at this clip, you know, split in two like that. Absolutely love that. The other clips, I mean, you should do, man. The recent video that he made is actually how he makes a clip. It's really, really interesting to look at that. Very functional. They hold perfectly well in the pocket. Just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And all his knives, because he's not a flipper guy, evidently, all his knives will have a way to deploy them manually, because the flipping action is not really tactical. You know, if you want to, I don't know, say hunting, you don't want to put like all this noise here. You want to be able to deploy your knife smoothly like that, and, you know, hunt. You want to hear, to make yourself heard by deploying your knife with a flipper. So all of his knives will have this deploying action, and all his actions will be considering the fact that you have the manual opening. So the detent will be set in a perfect way. You know, it's really hard to set a detent right for a flipper and a manual action at the same time. Why? Because it would be the easy way to put a really strong detent in order to have a really snappy action. But then again, after that, you won't have the possibility to deploy your knife smoothly like that with the manual opening. So setting a really nice detent, a perfect detent with a dual action is really hard, and he does that perfectly well. All his knives have a perfect engagement. They're effortless to disengage. They will all have this cut here. They're done in a way that it makes for you your life easy, you know, and effortless, and I mean, it's a no-brainer to use that knife. It's simple. You get it, you use it, yeah, simple. Love the fuller that he did here. Even the G10 is worked in a way that is really amazing, amazing, amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about that guy, but more importantly, my video is nothing compared to what you can see on his channel, and I really urge you. Oh, something before I stop. Look at that. I mean, I love this touch here. You have this beautiful grind with a dramatic hollow, and here it's asymmetrical with the swedge here. But even here, you have it's not over. It's not like boom boom and square it here. You have this delicate touch here, like a swedge, a mini swedge here. Oh, I have to leave it at that. Bye bye, my friend. It was a pleasure to do that video.